Hey, huge trade just happened. I am sure you guys have heard about it if you are watching this video or just, paying attention to the baseball world at all. But before we get into it, hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Give me your thoughts on the trade. So let's jump into it. The Red Sox have traded Mookie Betts to the Dodgers. Not only have they traded Mookie Betts, but they've also traded David Price to the Dodgers. Now, you're probably thinking huge return. Well, not exactly. So, the Red Sox. So this is a three-team trade, really. So the Red Sox are getting, it's between the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Twins. So the Dodgers are sending Kenta Maeda to the Twins. And they are then sending Alex Verdugo, who is their outfielder, former Dodgers outfielder, and Brusdar Graterol, who the the Red Sox are getting from the Twins via Kenta Maeda. I don't know what the terminology is, but so this is interesting because the rumor is, the original rumor was that the Red Sox were giving the Dodgers money for the David Price contract. Looking at this return, I don't know if that doesn't really make sense to me, because from the Dodgers' perspective, they're really giving up Alex Verdugo and Kenta Maeda, which, Verdugo was a top prospect as early as last off season, but I don't know. He's not like a super top prospect, and if you're only giving up Kenta Maeda, in addition, you I don't know. But usually when you take on a contract as big as David Price's, you're not expected to give up as much. So, and Brusdar Graterol is a top prospect, but from the Dodgers' point of view, they're really just giving up Kenta Maeda and Alex Verdugo. Now, I'm not sure why the Twins did this, because Kenta Maeda is good, but you can't really rely on. So yeah, you can't really rely on him for pitching, for innings. He pitched 153.2 innings last year. He started 26 games. He appeared in 11 more in a relief role. That's sort of what he did that in 2018. He started 20 games. He relieved 19 more. So that's sort of who Maeda is right now. And he doesn't pitch a lot of innings when he does start. He pitches maybe like 5 innings, 5 innings to start. So you can't really rely on him for much. And I mean, Gratterall, this guy was going to be, I mean, he's probably going to end up as a reliever because he only has 3 pitches and he doesn't have he has below average command. So, I mean, I don't know. He has a plus fastball and a plus slider, and he could have an average changeup. But that screams more like a very good closer to me than anything more than maybe mid-rotation pitcher at best. But with a little control issue, you may want to, I don't know, but he'll probably get the chance to start in Boston now that he's in Boston. What's there to say about Betts? Betts is Betts. He didn't have as good a year as he did in 2018, but he was ridiculous in 2018. So, he still had a 295 batting average, 391 on base percentage, and 524 slugging percentage. So, he's not exactly, I don't know, he's not exactly performing badly. So, so really right now, the other part, so, it also came out that if this trade happened, that the Dodgers were going to send Jock Peterson to the Angels. Now, the trade happened, so Jock Peterson has been sent to the Angels. So, the Angels, once again, they're bolstering their team around Trout. They went out and signed Rendon. They already had Justin Upton. They had Shohei Ohtani. They went out and got a couple of pitchers, not, star pitchers necessarily, but they went out and got a bunch of pitchers. And the Angels gave up Luis Rengifo, who it looks like the Dodgers are going to use him as sort of a super utility guy. Backing up second, third, try him out, maybe corner outfield. We'll see. But, the guy is, he's an above average hitter or above average speed, average fielder, slightly below average power. So he's not gonna wow you, but if they can, he looks to be a useful utility player if you can, if he can transition to that role. And, I trust Andrew Friedman. The Dodgers president, I think. I mean, I know he's like in charge of the baseball operations over there, but they make he's basically in charge, even though he's not the GM. He, what he says goes. And I don't know. I mean, it's a weird trade, but like I said, the Dodgers are probably eating all of David Price's salary, which is $31 million a year. And David Price ain't what he used to be. I mean, he had a 4.28 ERA. His FIP was better, but he only started in 22 games. He only pitched 107.1 innings in those games, or all year, so he's not exactly pitching, and he's not exactly throwing complete games anymore. And I just want to look up his swinging strike rate. Oh, so actually his swinging strike rate's in line with some of his other top swinging strike rates. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll rebound. He is moving to the NL, so he will be facing a pitcher or at least a weaker hitter, someone who's not. I mean, I wonder how many times in a game you actually face the pitcher today, because with all the relief appearances, what's the, unless you're facing an ace, I think in the NL guys get pulled after like 6 innings. I mean, ace maybe after 7 or 8 innings, but generally, so if you're, maybe if the offense is firing, you'll face the guy 3 times. But, usually they pull you, so maybe, and then you rarely ever face relief pitchers. So maybe 2 or 3 at-bats a game is going to be, are going to be relatively easy outs. So it's not it's not like people make it out to be, I don't think. And I don't know. I mean, trade's definitely weird. It's, we don't see a ton of these trades where, it looks like a pretty big salary. It looks pretty much like a salary dump. But then again, we saw what Starling Marte got. I mean, he got, the Pittsburgh got prospects for him, but not a ton of not like the haul you would expect if he had 3 years of control left. So, Mookie Betts is a much better player than Starling Marte, but you have to factor in price. You have to factor in the fact that Price and his $31 million salary is, going in return. And the Dodgers are picking up the tab. So, I mean, I guess, the return to Boston is pretty good, considering the fact that the Dodgers took Price off their hands. They're getting a former top prospect who's not really former, he's so just to look at the line, in 377 plate appearances, Alex Verdugo hit 294, 342, 475. And that was in his first, semi-full season. Played 106 games. And, and he only strikes out 13% of the time. So that's a big deal. I like the return for Boston, I guess. They get someone in Gratterall who, could, if he can pick up his command, he could be a mid-rotation starter, maybe even slightly better. And if not, he could be a lights-out closer. So, that's a pretty good return for Boston. All things considering. And then, I'm not sure why the Dodgers felt the need to trade Peterson, because although I guess it makes kind of sense, getting Betts. So Pollock, they re-signed Pollock this season. So Pollock got pushed to the fourth outfielder spot. So they probably figured that, Pollock was in the fourth outfielder spot, so that doesn't even make a lot of sense. But, I don't know. Rengifo should be a really good player for them because, he should be maybe a Ben Zobrist type, one of those guys who plays all over the field. And, those guys are really valuable, especially when they can provide something on offense. So, that's really all my thoughts on this deal. Yeah, that's it. So, like I said before, hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, and give me your thoughts. What do you think of the deal? I know a lot of people have a lot of different thoughts on this deal. So let me hear your thoughts, and yeah, check out theunusefulidiots.com and see how to support the channel there. Check out the podcast if you want. And that's it. See you guys next time. Bye.